This is Korora 24 xfce. Korora is based on Fedora and usually comes out about 2 months after the corresponding version of Fedora. Currently, Korora comes with the xfce, Mate, GNOME, and Cinnamon desktops. It's tempting to say that Korora is to Fedora as Linux Mint is to Ubuntu. There are some similarities, but there are also some differences. Like Linux Mint, Korora comes with the restricted codecs and some non-free software that is simply not available in the Fedora repositories. However, Linux Mint is based on a long-term support release of Ubuntu, and after a few months, the software in Linux Mint becomes rather dated. Fedora is known for its cutting-edge software, and Korora is just as cutting-edge. Once you get it installed and updated, it's right up to date with the latest version of Fedora. This is the way this current version is themed. By default, I haven't done anything to change it. If you look at my other xfce videos, you'll see that I like to arrange the desktop differently, but I'm going to leave it the way it is here. Let's take a look at the Korora repositories. Open Yum Extender. Click on the symbol on the upper right and click on Preferences. Then click on Repositories. Now I have the Adobe repository available but unchecked. I have Adobe 32-bit available and unchecked. I have the Fedora repository checked. Fedora, Cisco, Open H264 checked. Google Chrome checked. Google Earth available but unchecked. Google Talk plugin available but unchecked. Korora checked. Korora testing unchecked. RPM Fusion free checked. RPM Fusion free rawhide unchecked. RPM Fusion free updates checked. RPM Fusion free updates testing unchecked. RPM Fusion non-free checked. RPM Fusion non-free rawhide unchecked. RPM Fusion non-free updates checked. RPM Fusion non-free updates testing unchecked. Updates, that's Fedora updates, checked. Updates testing unchecked, and VirtualBox unchecked. Now let's open the Yum Extender in Fedora and click on the symbol on the upper right and on Preferences. Now all of these repositories didn't come by default with Fedora, but I was able to install them using Fedi. I have Adobe Linux x86 64 checked, Fedora checked, Fedora Handbrake checked, Fedora Cisco Open H264 unchecked, Folks with Hats checked, that's the Fedi repository. RPM Fusion free checked, RPM Fusion free rawhide unchecked, RPM Fusion free updates checked, RPM Fusion free updates testing, unchecked. RPM Fusion non-free, checked. RPM Fusion non-free rawhide, unchecked. RPM Fusion non-free updates, checked. RPM Fusion non-free updates testing, unchecked. Updates, that's Fedora updates, checked, and updates testing, unchecked. So you can see that Fedora with Fedi installed can give you much of the same software as Korora can. Let's take a look at some of the installed software. Now this is the backwards whisker menu. I usually like to turn it the other way around, but I'm going to leave it as it is. You have VLC Media Player installed by default. You can get it in Fedora, but here it comes already installed. I installed the HP Device Manager myself for help with my printer. Notice that it comes with GIMP, Darktable, Inkscape, Shotwell, and Simple Scan already installed. I had to install Simple Scan myself in Fedora. Now it comes with the GTK Record My Desktop, which is the graphic user interface for Record My Desktop. That's available in Fedora. The command line version is already installed in Fedora, but to get the graphic user interface, you have to install it. And that's what I'm using to record this session. Unfortunately, this is the only screen recorder that's really available for Fedora. The only screen recorder of any consequence that's available for Fedora. There's a really rotten one that comes as part of the GNOME desktop. But some of the more popular screen recorders are simply not available at all for Fedora or Korora. Handbrake is a transcoder for multimedia codecs. It's closely related to VLC. Pitavi is a video editor, but it's very limited, and I don't think it's quite mature yet. Pulse audio volume control I use for controlling the audio on this video. Sound converter converts audio codecs. And as I said, VLC, my favorite multimedia player, is installed by default. xfburn is the standard xfce disk burner. Now under Office, Korora has LibreOffice already installed, whereas the corresponding version of Fedora, the xfce version of Fedora, comes with AbiWord and GNumeric, and I was able to install LibreOffice with no trouble, but I had to install it. Under System, it includes gparted, which has to be installed with some other Linux distributions. Here's the control panel. One thing you'll notice that the control panel does not have is any kind of printer control. Although, as I said, I installed the HP Device Manager. I was able to install a printer with Korora, but I had to restart it before it really recognized the printer. And with Fedora, I had the same experience. I had to restart it before it recognized the printer. Now I had to disable compositing to record my desktop. With compositing enabled, it simply didn't work. This is what a screencast looks like with compositing enabled in both Korora and Fedora. It's even worse with the GNOME desktop. Now this is the Arc theme. It looks fairly nice, but as you can see, there's the usual large number of different themes in xfce. And these are the Numix circle icons, very popular nowadays. So that's a brief look at Korora 24 xfce. Is it easier to use than Fedora 24? Yes, slightly. You can make Fedora do everything that Korora does with little effort. But if you like everything ready just as it comes, then Korora is the choice for you. This is XRAM Tech. Thanks for watching.